Well, good afternoon, my brothers and my sisters. Welcome to another Wednesday Wisdom Poetry. I am Sheralden Brave. It is so good to be before you on this Wednesday, another week. I have a four-liner for you today. I've got two brand new pieces. I shared with you, I think, on last week that we've been doing this going on almost 52 weeks really soon, 1 year, and pretty much I've gone through everything I have I want to share with you from what will I tell my children, and I've shared most of what I wanted to share with you from love notes. And so I found myself at a crossroad rather of having to do new pieces. So I came in this morning and I wrote these two pieces up. I hope they're for your enjoyment. Now, I will say they are kind of heavy, and what my attempt is, I would like to try to read them the way I felt as I was writing them. So there's going to be a little more passion behind them as opposed to when I typically just read my pieces. All right? So let me go ahead and get started, put on some eyes here. Start with the four-piece first. Some would say I loved many, others plenty. Now that I know what love is, I'm not sure I loved any. Once more. Some would say I loved many, others would say plenty. Now that I know what love is, I'm not sure I loved any. Any. Sadness of fate. I've been broken, shattered, thrown to the floor, so badly crushed nothing mattered. I thought love couldn't hurt no more. I've been blistered, bruised, slapped down, and misused. I thought love couldn't hurt no more. I've been lied to, spat on, thrown out my own home. I thought love couldn't hurt no more until I met you. When I met you, I met all that I miss. Little did I know there was venom behind your kiss. The hurt that you carry, you shared it with me. You beat me down till I took a knee. Fist in the face, kick in my core. You didn't even stop when I hit the floor. If I survive this beating, survive your hurt and hate, I embrace my existence with passion from this saddened state. Sadness rather of fate. I do apologize for the heaviness of it, but I write where I'm led to write, and I do hope that whomever this piece was supposed to touch, motivate, move, or whatever, that it reaches its home. And I thought about it earlier as I was, after I wrote it, I said, let me be clear because many of you hold me dear to your heart. And let me just say that this is a compilation of my experience, a compilation of other people's experience, compilation of things that has been shared with me. So you all don't have to run out. I am well. There is nothing that I'm running away from or afraid of. All right, but I was led to write this piece this morning, and it's a powerful piece. It's a very powerful piece. So bear with me. I have one more piece I'd like to share with you, and then we're going to talk a bit. All right. The next piece is entitled Expectations. Your expectations of yourself is quite unrealistic. The same reason that so many have become a questionable statistic. Taking you from envy to jealousy, from jealousy to hate, leaving you with anxiety and much to a fragile state. You expect too much too soon when you haven't put in the time. You want what you want. Soft hands, deep pocket, no grind. Reality TV and rappers with money and borrowed props. Always talking but never seeing that album that never drops. Your expectations is too high, but not high enough. Put your mind on spiritual things and not all that frivolous stuff. For that crap will pass away, leaving you alone and broke, but the spiritual being you become will keep you loved and woke. So again, I encourage you to be true to who you are. And if you fall and suffer pain, you know the reason for the scar. Expectations. I look forward to putting both of these on after the video. That piece, expectation, was pretty deep as well. I've been somewhat in a space with someone that led me to write this piece, because most times when I'm in those types of conversations, I'm usually just listening. And so I'm glad that Spirit allowed me to come up with a piece that would speak more to that. And I speak to it from a very personal place, because I remember when I was younger, and my bouts of depression had more to do with the expectations that I put on myself that were unrealistic at the time, especially because I had not put in the time. All right. So thank you for being with me as I shared these two pieces. I did say that they would be a little heavier. I did not say that they would not be relevant, because I think they're very relevant, especially in this time, especially in this time of this pandemic. And I also wanted to talk with you a moment about a piece that I posted about 3 days ago, just one of the Daily Morning Post, and that piece reads, and you can still find it, about 3 days ago on my profile page for Facebook. At some point, your upbringing is no longer an excuse. That piece, as of today, has been shared over 90 times. And I know from my profile page, it's been shared over 90 times. I saw on one of the groups I shared it with over 5 times. I have not checked, I think 8 times on another group. So it's been shared from where I posted it over 100 times in 3 days. And I've seen that you all are really posting that as well. And that, in the amount of time, 3 days, I have less than 5,000 friends. That has been shared directly from me. I'm not talking about from your own pages where you've shared it, directly from me more times than anything else. And I think there's a correlation to that particular piece and these poems, especially expectation. And I just want to say to you, thank you first and foremost, because when I am writing, or when I decide to writing or producing, what I'm going to place on, a lot of times there's not a lot of I don't want to say there's not a lot of thought, but there is a lot of energy, but I follow through the thought that Spirit has put on my heart. And so I'm so glad that I followed through with this, because apparently it's speaking to you, and you want to share that with others. And I have just been blown away, not in the sense that I came up with it as a co-creator with Spirit, but the fact that I was obedient and I listened and I went on and posted that. So thank you so much for that. Let's see what else I wanted. I also wanted to just share with you to. I was listening to NPR the other day, about yesterday, I think, day before yesterday, on my way into work, and I just want to keep in front of you, rather, to be mindful as we go into these runoff seasons in August, and the general election coming up in November, that mail-in ballots, there's a lot going on with that. And I should have, I'm going to try to find that link from NPR and put it on my page. There's so many reasons for your ballot not to be counted, but please do not let that reason, one of those reasons, be that you did not get your ballot in on time. There are people who are really looking to make sure that your vote does not matter, that your vote does not count. And please, let's not allow that to happen. So what I'm asking you to do is that once you get your mail-in ballot, make it a top priority for your life. do not wait till the last minute to mail that in. And if you can, use a secure drop box or take it into the post office. Now, I'm about to say something, and I was about to put my foot right in my mouth. I was going to say, make sure that you have the post office to post date it. In some states, even if it's received, even if it's post dated and still received after the election, it will not be counted. That is what's happening in some states. So I need you to be very much aware that if you're dealing with the mail-in ballot, there's a lot. I cannot speak on each and every state, but I need you to know what's going on in your state. So you may have to do a little research, a little bit of listening in order to know that. But please, with this pandemic going on, I am sure there's going to be a lot. I mean, some states are even considering trying to go totally mail-in ballot. Now, you know there's powers to be, excuse me, that won't allow that or don't want to see that happen. Excuse me, one moment, please. Thank you. So, that's all I'm going to say to that. Be mindful. Give yourself 10 days before the election, meaning count back 10 days. If that election is whatever date it is on, count back 10 days and make sure that your mail-in ballot is sitting there. All right? Now, since it's 2020, get in on the count. There's the third thing I want to talk about, schools reopening. Do what's best for your family. Always do what's best for you and your family. I could appreciate the fact that there are some school districts that are actually saying, we have no idea, as opposed to those who think that they have the total answer for you and your child. I don't even have the words to address, and I am hoping that, as again, I listen to NPR, some of what I'm hearing really disturbs me, but I only mention that to you because I need you to find out this information for yourself. So listen to your local NPR station or join them on the web, and just kind of stay tuned to what's going on with all of that. All right, so I'm at the end of my broadcast, and it's been a pleasure to have been with you today. I look forward to uploading the pieces today. Remember that if you have friends and family who are not on Facebook, I do upload to Instagram and to YouTube, and definitely from YouTube you can share the link. You can copy the link, you can share it through email, and you can also share it through text messaging. So all those things are available. My favorite part of the show. I love you. There's nothing that you can do about it. The universe will not support you in trying to deny the love that I have for you. Thank you for being with me every Wednesday. I am Sheralden Brave. I look forward to seeing you next week, and we will talk and be with each other then. Bye now.